What's up, guys? My name's Owen, and welcome back to the Bent Fender podcast. And in today's episode, I am reviewing the 2022 Martinsville race, which is the first of two Martinsville races. So, in the first stage, it was 80 laps. Chase Elliott and Alex Almirola were on the front row for this, and Chase Elliott led off the first lap. And other than a couple beating and banging, Chase Elliott wins the first stage. And at the end of the first stage, there was no cars out of the race and 14 cars a lap down. And then, going on to the second stage, which was 100 laps, Chase Elliott won the race off pit road. Then we had a couple of penalties, being Brad Keselowski had equipment over the wall too soon penalty. And then Bubba Wallace had an over the wall too soon penalty. So they had to restart at the tail end of the longest line. Chase continued to dominate up until BJ McLeod seemed like he was really slow on track, so seemed something happened with his car. So he eventually got to the pit and pulled in, and he is the first and only car who is out of the race. Then Chase Elliott won stage 2. So at the end of stage 2, there was 1 out and 14 cars a lap down. And so the third and final stage was 220 laps, which William Byron won the race off pit road, so he led. Cole Custer had a loose tire penalty. He had to start at the tail end. Then a little while later, Martin Truex Jr. had a flat tire. Ended up getting to the pits fine. Then the green flag pit stop started. And Christopher Bell had a over the wall too soon penalty. Blaney took the lead when Byron pit. Larson had a too fast exiting penalty. And then William Byron retook the lead when Blaney pit. Then the first caution came out, which on the broadcast, they never said what happened. So it's just a caution for no reason. William Byron led after that. Then a couple laps later, Todd Gilliland hit the wall, bringing out the second and final caution. And then after that, there was 2 laps to go. And on the first turn, Logano tried to just dump Byron going into turn 1. He hit him a couple times, but Byron just shot out like a cannon after that. And William Byron ended up winning this race, him becoming the first multi-time winner of the season and giving Hendrick their 4th win of the season. So the top 5 for this race was William Byron, Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, Ryan Blaney, and Ross Chastain. This was not a typical Martinsville race. For Martinsville, you expect a lot of beating and banging. There was that, but the new car kind of had a better tolerance for the beating and banging. And also, there was tire wear, but there was no, rubber laydown there was barely any rubber laydown on the track. In stage 3, they showed a comparison for the start of the race and where they were at like stage 3, and there was a tiny bit of difference. Which at Martinsville you expect there to be a lot more. And also, Martinsville should be easy to pass. Should be a little easier to pass than it was yesterday. But there was no passes for the lead. The only time the leads changed hands was for pit stops and when Byron took it off like the stage 2 break. Those were the only 3 lead changes of the race, which kind of made it boring, but like also kind of made it be Hendrick dominance at Martinsville. Like, Hendrick has dominated Martinsville forever. And after this race, it was not a typical Martinsville race. Like, I'm going to give this race a 3.5 out of 10. Like, it under-delivered. And I think one of the reasons it under-delivered because of the weather. It had been like freezing rain for most of the morning, so that's one reason why it ran a little later than it was supposed to. And also with this race, it was 400 laps rather than the normal 500. And yeah, so next week's going to be a fun one at the Bristol Dirt Track. So I'm going to end this episode here. If you like what I do, please consider liking and subscribing. And we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.